Since I was a kid, I've always craved these deep, intense connections with people. I wanted to know somebody completely, and I wanted them to see me and accept me completely as well. I was particularly a sensitive and lonely kid back then. I had friends growing up, friends that I would play video games with or go to the movies with, but I always felt dissatisfied. Dissatisfied because I could feel the distance that was between us. I knew when it came down to things that we would never have each other's backs completely. This is a bit of an extreme example, but I knew that one day if I was being chased down by cops for whatever reason, I wouldn't be able to rely on them to hide me in their homes. This was the level of connection that I craved back then. We had fun together and that was okay, but I couldn't help still feeling lonely. In my last year of high school, I met these two friends. I became close with them by smoking weed with them. The three of us got into a lot of trouble together. We were arrested twice for vandalism, trespassing, assault, etc. But it was something about getting into these situations together that made me feel some sort of bond with them. It was a kind of camaraderie that we developed by surviving this trouble together. And for the first time, I felt connected to somebody. St. Augustine, in his book Confessions, he talks about his adolescence. He also had a group of friends, and I think every night they would go out and steal pears together, of all things. He talks about how he remembers that his sole reason for stealing those pears was for rebellion. When he was with his group of friends, the guilt of theft was divided amongst them, and the guilt became so minuscule that all that was left was the thrill of rebellion, the thrill of stealing something, the thrill of doing something you're not supposed to do. This thrill of rebellion is exactly what I felt in high school getting into all of that trouble. And as I got older, I realized that that thrill, that ecstasy, is what I had confused for connection back then. Because after the come down of the thrills of committing crimes and doing drugs, when I went home, I still felt lonely. It wasn't until my encounter with God in October of 2019 that I felt true connection for the first time in my life. God revealed himself to me, knowing that I've been struggling with emptiness my whole life. And he told me that he loved me completely, and that he accepted me, and that I was a child of his, despite all of my sins. That was the first time I felt truly whole, truly accepted, and truly seen for the first time in my life. And I remember I couldn't stop crying for days. I think that's why I started my clothing brand, Fiends. It's the word friends with the R X'd out to spell fiends. I created it because I wanted to start a mission of making a community of true, deep friends in this world filled with fiends. I made it because I know there's tons of youth out there that feel the same way as I did. Lonely, disconnected, and lost. Our generation is filled with so much despair and loneliness, and our world is desperately in need of reconnecting with each other. Because we all crave deep connections. If you're interested in fiends, join our Discord. The link is in my description. Let's connect.